damn, she's crazy. Hi, my name is Michael S. Garner, and I do comic book related TV shows and movie reviews and stuff like that. Just actually my thoughts. I don't really want to call them reviews. Just like to talk about this stuff. And it's here, the 4th episode of WandaVision. And I gotta say something right away. I didn't hate the first 3 episodes of WandaVision, but I was one of those people who just wasn't like incredibly impressed. Just to recap a little bit about my opinions of the first few episodes of WandaVision, is that I had seen stuff like this before so many times in sci-fi and comic book related properties and everything like that, where the person is in a different world and it's like a sitcom. I just seen that so many times that I didn't find the first couple episodes or few episodes of WandaVision to be that intriguing or anything like that. I just wanted them to get to the point. And you know what? It got to the point in this episode. If this is the future of the Marvel Comics cinematic universe on TV, if it's going to be like this episode specifically, then I'm in. I'm completely in. Because this went from being the sitcom era and everything like that, and we understood the reason why it was supposed to be that, to being the acting in general, the camera work, everything. It just switched, and I loved it. Just to recap of this episode and everything like that, it's basically the Monica Rambeau episode. And we get to see lots of different characters, which I'm going to mention, come into this, which made me happy, which made me smile. And this episode was so short, too. Because it I think it said 35 minutes when I turned it on. And 6 minutes before it ended, that was the ending. And I was like, what the hell? This is like 20-something minutes long. But yet it was packed with so much stuff right from the beginning. And the first thing I wanted to mention, obviously, would be, in the beginning of this episode, we get to see the snap. What happened after the snap, when the people came back after at the end of it. At the end of Endgame. And I had no idea. This actually genuinely surprised me, that the fact that Monica Rambeau was one of those people who was snapped. So when she came back in the hospital with all these people coming back, I was like, oh my God, they're doing this. I'm like, this is great. This is something I didn't see coming. And just to see because you think about like a hospital, especially now with everything going on, like what if suddenly they went from a certain amount of patients to a whole crap load more of patients from 5 years ago, and they're in the exact same positions that they were 5 years ago. That blew me away, and how she's like running through the hospital and trying to find her mom and see what happened and everything like that. And a sad fact that we find out that her mom, who was in Captain Marvel the movie, if you probably already know that, but she's Captain Marvel the movie, and Monica Rambeau is the daughter from the movie. We find out that basically she died of cancer, and she found its sword. I was like, what? I don't remember that in the comic book. I say that a lot. But when I say that, I kind of say that in jest and everything like that. Like, I don't remember that in the comic book because they changed so much from the comic books to do these properties and everything like that. But I didn't remember. I'm like, she didn't found it. I'm like, whoa. But I haven't been catching up with Sword in the comic books and everything like that because honestly, I've said this before in recent videos and everything like that. If you go back, for the past 15 years of comic books, they kind of waned in and out for me. A lot of big things and great things have happened and everything like that, but they didn't impact me as much because I felt like a lot of the comic books were writing stories so that they would be adapted into movies. And I've been correct in 90% of them. And I feel the exact same way with Marvel and with DC. I still love DC, I still love Marvel, but I see that when I'm reading a story most of the time. I'm like, you're just doing this because you're going to introduce this into a movie or a TV show. That's just how it basically is. But yeah, having her mother be one of the founders of Sword and everything like that, and having her name on a plaque and everything. And yes, I did see the Easter egg of her middle name being Photon. And there's a lot of Easter eggs, and I'm not going to go through the Easter eggs. I think it's kind of, at this point, there's so many comic book movies out there. Who cares about Easter eggs? Just enjoy it for what it is. Let something surprise you. And I let this surprise me when that snap happened. One of the big surprise was seeing Kat Dennings reprise her role in this, and she was in the Thor movies as Jane Foster's assistant. I loved her in this episode, and honestly, I'm going to be honest. I've watched Two Broke Girls for a while and everything, and the only problem I've ever had with that sitcom was the fact that she's so grating when she talks, and it always throws me off. So even in the Thor movies, I was like, ugh. But she brought something solid to this episode when she came in. She, other than bringing other than bringing down the knowledge and everything like that, and seeing that she's like the smartest person in the room, it just like it was like she grounded everything in this episode, and it was really cool to actually see that she was the one watching that video of Wanda in the world that whole time, because we didn't know who it was going to be. We didn't know what part of the agencies was looking at her, and we found out it was her. And just having her in this episode, just like it, I'm not gonna say it blew me away. It just made me really happy. Other people like seeing Randall Park in there. I love him to death. I just, the one question I had though is that he kept saying that he was FBI, but I thought that he was a SHIELD agent, especially in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I thought that he was established as a SHIELD agent. I could be wrong about that, but I thought that was the case. If that is the case, how doesn't Sword know? They gotta know. Is that like that he's faking to be an FBI agent, not a SHIELD agent? But I could be wrong. I can't remember that. Ant-Man and Wasp was one of those Marvel movies that was kind of not memorable for me. I watched it and I was like, okay, that was a movie. It happened. One of the things that struck me and surprised me, along with her coming back from the snap, was the fact that Monica Rambeau was mistakenly sucked into that world. I thought that there was like she was going to be investigating, like they showed with the people who went underground in order to get into Westview. When they showed the people going underground, I thought that that was going to be like Monica. She just went directly into it to find out what happens. No, she just basically touches, she gets sucked in, and she becomes one of the characters in this world. And my thought was always, I kept saying from the beginning, we all know Wanda is dealing with a lot, so she kind of went crazy with her powers, and she created this world to make her happy. So seeing the fact that obviously she's creating this world herself. So kind of like one of the Batman episodes, you saw Batman the Animated Series with the Riddler when he had this virtual reality place and he was battling Batman on a virtual reality world. Batman defeated him by doing one thing that the Riddler didn't think. The Riddler, with his mind, had to control the entire world and his body and himself in that world. So when Batman distracted him by making him think more about what his body needs to do to fight Batman, it crushed the world because he wasn't thinking about it. And that's the first thing I thought of when Monica Rambeau went in, is that if Wanda's controlling this world completely, then Monica Rambeau being in that world is kind of just like an automatic thing. She just thinks everybody in this town and everything like that is automatically going to be in my sitcom happiness. So if you come into it, that's what's going to happen. And there might be certain things that she missed, like the beekeeper at the end, who were the people who were going underneath. She didn't get that one because her dreamscape goes around everywhere, but just down there below the surface, she might not have gotten everything. So it's just like she can't be thinking all this at once and controlling everything as much as possible. And we see that at the end also when we see the scary scene that threw me off when Monica was looking at the vision, and you could see that there was something wrong after this is after she had blown Monica Rambeau out I'll talk about that in a minute. After she blew Monica Rambeau out of the town, we see Vision come in and ask her, oh, is there something wrong? After she repaired everything, made sure that the house is okay and all that. And we just see Vision blurred in the background. I'm going, oh my God, they're not going to do this. And they did it. And they showed Vision with his head, after Thanos like ripped out the gemstone from his head and showed basically his lifeless body being reanimated by Wanda. And I know a lot of people, the first thing I thought, I was like, whoa, that's dark. Even for Marvel, that's dark. But I was happy. I'm like, this, like, whoa, it just like, it threw me back. I'm like, this is the reality of what she's actually looking at. Like, and then she took a minute just to make him back to what she envisioned him to be, being okay. It just proved a lot of things, and it proved a lot of things that she can't control everything at once. She's struggling a little bit to do it, despite the fact that she says to him, oh, I'm in control. She's not completely in control. Side note here, okay. I even have it in my notes. I was kind of surprised when I was reading this. I forgot that I wrote this. I love it when superhero characters in TV shows, movies, cartoons, or anything like that get thrown through walls. It's like a stupid thing, but even when I draw my own comic book, like I love drawing scenes like that where characters get thrown through like layers and layers and layers of walls or like building, whatever it may be. Everything from like Man of Steel to Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve when it's smashing through buildings and everything like that. So I even mentioned like, even in Winter Soldier when Captain America was like running through buildings with his shield and everything like that. That stuff like drives me nuts. I love action scenes like that. And to see when Wanda went crazy, and by the way, when she went crazy and the camera work just suddenly changed to being more cinematic, I was like, whoa! I was like, this is what I want out of a Marvel TV show. But when she did her little magic thing and she blew Monica Rambeau right out, I thought it was just, she just blew her out of the house and she went go flying. She went through all this stuff. The first thing I thought was, she'd be dead. Monica Rambeau would be dead because according to this, she doesn't have any powers or anything like that. And I'm really hoping that Wanda doesn't cause Monica Rambeau to gain her superpowers because of that blow. But it kept making me think, yeah, that's probably how it's going to happen. Because how does she survive getting blown through all that stuff? Unless, like, she is shielding her as she's, like, blowing her away, because she is glowing. Unless she's shielding Monica Rambeau, like, she put her in a cocoon, then she threw her out. Unless she's doing that. But other than that, I was just like, she would be dead if she was going through all this stuff, if she got thrown that far. So I don't know. I'm very curious to see what happens in the next episode. But I'm just giddy about this episode. And a couple of other things I just want to mention, just to go off on a tangent. Why did she tell Vision that they have to stay there specifically? Other than the fact that's the only encasement that she can control. And I know that Kat Dennings' character said something about somebody's interfering with the footage and everything like that, because they didn't see things like Dottie, I believe her name is, the blonde who's in the world, blonde lady. She cut herself in one of the episodes and she was bleeding red and it was real red, and when they're in a black and white world. And when Kat Dennings and everybody from S.W.O.R.D. and everything like that saw that outside, they didn't get to see that part. Why specifically did they not see that part? I'm curious. I don't know. I don't know if she did that and they think that somebody else is interfering with the footage, but as Monica Rambeau said when she was on the ground, it's all Wanda. Yeah, we know it's Wanda. But still, I'm just like, there are things now that I'm intrigued. So I just give this episode, I don't give ratings or anything like that, but now I'm in the show. I can't wait until the next episode. And I don't even know what else to say. That's basically it. That's my opinions on WandaVision Episode 4, Season 1. What did you guys think? Did you like it? Were you blown away like I was? Because I was blown away. I can't wait to see the next episode. If you like the contents of my page, just subscribe and you get all the notifications and everything like that when I put up a new video. And like I said, my name is Michael S. Garner. I do comic book related TV shows and movies reviews and everything like that. And this is the WandaVision review. Sorry, now I'm excited. Also, just to let you know, I do write and draw my own online comic book, like I said, if you do want to check it out. It's called Visions of the New. At magicloud.com, and you can get a printed version there if you want it, or you can just read the preview and everything like that online and check it out. Greatly appreciate that too. And until next time, can't wait until the next episode. But yeah, until next time, I hope you guys have a great day.